we ended up going to a Taylor Swift show. And really, I think that was one of the first times we really thought we were in some trouble. After I remember we were riding high, even though they swept out the legs from underneath, took mornings away. We still had these little things we were doing here and there that were still getting results. We were still hitting all our online goals, still like big, like in the company, they would have these big meetings and they would show like our station, our page. You remember when they would go through all the different analytics and it'd be like Mason and Remy are like 100,000 pages ahead of everybody.
Yeah.
So we were still doing these things. And this was a moment where we thought, are we about to get kicked out because we messed up? Do you want to tell the story of getting told we will never be allowed backstage at a Taylor Swift show again? Because I don't feel this is my fault. I don't feel this is me.
I blame two people in this. And I do want to set this up with, we met Taylor Swift so we met Taylor Swift twice. She was on tour in 2012, 13-ish, something like that. And I remember like my wife came. I don't know if Alicia came or not.
I don't think so the first time,
but we were telling Taylor like how I proposed to my wife and we made this whole big deal out of it. And she was like, you know, receiving the information and the congratulations and all the things. And she really took time in this hospitality room that we had spoke of, the tea room.
Yep.
To really go around and have a good conversation with everybody. This wasn't a situation where you take the picture and then you move on. You take the picture and then you move on. This was like good conversation. And
but this was the first time. And we talked about the Taylor Swift tea room and the cattle call. No, Taylor is an expert at interactions with human beings and making you feel like a special person. And it is not, if it is an individual effort, if Taylor she's a witch and we should burn her if this is all her. But I'll bet that would have nothing, because if it is all her, she's immortal and there's nothing we can do. We're all screwed. The point I'm trying to make is this is magic, what she did. As Remy said, she talked about these intricate things, and I could go get the cards. She sent us thank you cards for those conversations. Do you have one? You have one right there. I have them in a memory box as well. Taylor Swift signed and sent cards to us to say thank you for that, and like individually addressed each one of them with the message. Do you want to read it?
Yeah, it says, Remy, I'm so happy you and Lauren came to say hi to me backstage before my show the other night. Congratulations on your magical romantic engagement. I hope your summer is going well. Love and friend, Taylor.
So this is how good she was. It wasn't just the cattle call meet and greet. That's the wristband. You got it all in the memories. Yeah, nice. That's the backstage.
Yep.
This was also maybe the show where we met Joe Buck and his family, because Taylor's mother was giving backstage tours. This is a normal thing that I think happens as well with VIPs. Like Joe Buck's a St. Louis icon. We and Joe Buck and his kids, I think, all took a tour backstage of the show and, you know, the area where they're controlling the big stuff. If you have ever seen a Taylor Swift show, you know it's not just a stage. It's an entire production. There is so much happening there, and it was cool to see. But there's so much amazing that you walk out of that experience with. And being backstage in that room, that tea room that she had, I don't remember if it was the first or the second one, but she was such an icon. It had like the big teddy bear that Taylor Lautner gave her at the VMAs, and it had her dress from like one of the videos and like the boots, or like it just had all these little memories. She had created a whole space because she knew that her fans were so into the Taylor Swift experience that this would be an entire moment for them. And just so absolutely well done when it comes to an artist interacting, the opposite of every cattle call I've ever talked about. Taylor Swift is an amazing artist. And this was we talked about the first time, right? Is that what the picture is that you have? This is the first time we met her?
Yeah, it's uploading currently.
Okay, got you. So we'll show this picture because the real story comes in the second time that we meet Taylor Swift. Look at these young kids. Who is... Stick your head over there. Look at these young kids. Look at these guys.
I was upset at this picture because we only had one shot and my left eye is like squinty.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I got no beard. Oh my God, just babies. So that was the first time we met Taylor Swift. She was on her world tours. Um, and she came back a second time. Pause here for a second. Our program director, who I think is another person you want to caveat this story with, the other person that you want to shout out to here, always told us to be recording, right? Always be recording. If you are on the radio, always be recording. I think ABC, always be capturing. That's what they would say. Always be capturing. I know you said his name. I'm not going to ask you to say it again because he doesn't need to be called out because bro left us high and dry on the back end of this. Bro, okay, so always be recording. So we come into the second opportunity to meet Taylor Swift a year, maybe 2 years later, right?
Yeah.
And you have an idea.
I had a dream, and this is 100% again back to people thinking this is like made up. This is, and we have said there's a lot of fake things in radio, but I will tell you now when things are fake because I don't have anything to lose. This was totally real. Had a dream a couple nights maybe before this concert that I was on the streets of Seattle, and for whatever reason I was mailing something at one of those like blue mailboxes on a random downtown street in Seattle, and here comes Taylor Swift and her friend walking down the street, and I'm fumbling. I'm like, oh my gosh, like I need to have her sign something, and for whatever reason all I had on me was a mango, and so I had her sign the mango in my dream, and I thought, let's turn this into something. Let's like have a storyline behind it, and let's have her, like, I'll have my wife go see if there are any fake mangoes at Hobby Lobby. And so shout out to the best wife in the world, my wife Lauren,
Yeah.
who went out to Hobby Lobby and purchased fake mangoes. They had them, which is crazy. And so we took the mango to the meet and greet. And I think we maybe had asked the music rep beforehand if we could like take that in because it is weird. You normally you'd have like a picture, a CD, something for them to sign.
You're getting scanned before every show, right? They're like scanning you for stuff, and you just have a mango. They're like, "What is this? It's not real. It's tunk, 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 it's not real. It's okay."
Yeah. So because we still have to go in all the same entrances that all the fans go in. We're not going in special doors and things like that. But I remember vividly going in knowing that I was going to record the conversation. I had my phone in my pocket, it was rolling. But I do remember the music rep having people take their phones out and put them on a counter before they went in.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, yeah, we're good. Like, we're good. We're good. He was like, oh, yeah, really? Yeah, you guys are good. Don't worry about it. Oh, it's like, cool. So we're going to get this. So I'm talking to her, like we're having the conversation. I'm telling her about the dream, and then I whipped out the mango and I said, "Will you sign this?" And she goes, "Oh my gosh, that's hilarious," or something. We laughed about it, and then she signed the mango, which I still have to this day.
Yeah,
and hilarious because I went to go find the photo of it, and it's very funny because someone just posted this last year in March, and they said, thinking about when that guy met Taylor at the Red Tour and didn't have anything for her to sign and asked her to sign a mango. That's me, and that's Taylor behind me with her back turned. And then the comments are hilarious. Wait, why did he happen to have a mango? I think it's because they had fruit bowls or something, and that's just what he used. But I just recently commented on this, and I said it was a fake mango, and I still have it. So very funny that it's still kind of surfacing. So we have, not only do we have this amazing photo, this amazing story of her signing the most random thing in the world, we also have, because I was recording in my pocket, audio of her reaction to the story, which we're like, hell yes, let's go. Next day, we tease it. We play the story on the air.
Mm-hmm.
It goes over well. It goes great. We upload the audio to the website. We it gets a hold, like the picture starts to go around all the Taylor Swift groups. I remember vividly one person making a Taylor Swift Mango Twitter account. So the Mango had its own Twitter account run by somebody else that was not me. And Tumblr was huge at the time. And I remember starting to see all of these like Tumblr, like you Google search it and it was like Tumblr's Argentina and Europe and all these different places where this audio is going. I can't believe this guy had her sign a mango, and it's just going viral like
Right.
crazy.
Like South America, I remember, was like the huge point where they picked it
Yeah.
up.
Yeah. Yeah. It's going nuts. And I'm like, gosh, we did it. Like, this is it. We talked about the page views and the bonuses and all the stuff in the past. And we're like, gosh, this is it. This is it. And I was sitting at home that night. It's 4:30, 5 o'clock at night. And I got a call from my boss. And he said, Taylor's people are pissed. Scott Borchetta doesn't like that you posted audio of her without her knowing.
That's
the only thing that's saving you right now is that it was you had good intentions, or it was in a good light. It showed her in a good light. There is a law, pesky little law. That you can't record people without them knowing. And which makes sense too. But I thought in this world, I'm younger in the business, and I was told by my boss to do, there'll always be capturing, always be rolling, that it's good publicity, right? Any publicity is good publicity. This was very positive. There was nothing negative about this. Like, it showed Taylor for who she is, which is like the most genuine person.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you notes personalized,
Amazing.
all the stuff. And he's like, you got to take it down immediately take it down. And I'm thinking about all of the places I've seen it go at this point in South America, Europe, all over the country. It's got a freaking Twitter account now. Like, how am I supposed to, like, I'm done. I'm toast. Like, I'm fired.
We are fired. Yeah, we secretly recorded Taylor Swift without her knowledge. And what nobody knows about the politics of this and why it really popped off is because one of the country stations in St. Louis, then had Taylor Swift exclusive content, and the other station did not. So that station we were talking about, that was our direct competition, did not have an interaction that was recorded the next day on the morning show. So when they heard it, the person that works over there calls Taylor's people and goes, how did they get this? We didn't get this. And they were like, they got what? We also did not get that permission. So here we are in the aftermath where the head of her record label is being named by the record label representative to our boss, who is then calling Remy and going, no, bro, I did not tell you to record. And well played. I would also, what would you say, plausible deniability? Huh? No, I don't know what you're talking about. But, unwritten rules in radio tell you, of course, if you want to catch the moment, you got to be capturing it.
Yeah.
Did we have permission? Maybe not. I mean, definitely not. But we were just trying to make stuff happen.
Yeah.
And kudos to you.
I don't know. I don't know that I want to take a whole lot of the story was fun. All that was fun. The recording definitely was not a good decision. However, if this does get to Taylor Swift somehow, some way, really digging the Travis Kelce thing. Like that a lot. Like what you guys are doing there. Very happy for you. My daughter is one of your biggest fans, and always listening to Taylor Swift in the shower. So from the time that we told you, I'm talking to Taylor, of course.
I understand.
That, about our proposal, we have since had 2 children. And now they're getting musical taste. And even my son is a little bit into Taylor Swift. If he ever hears this, he may deny that. However, I think what Taylor has become, what you have become is something amazing. So it's possible that she doesn't even know, that she has never heard this ever. And
that's fair. Mm-hmm.
Like you said, the handlers and the people, the cape, the armor around the artist, it's possible that she's never even heard this. And this was like It was like 200 years ago, so it doesn't even matter anymore. So,
The
but that's
statute of limitations on unknowingly recording Taylor Swift hopefully is
yes.
passed. But also, yeah, you're right. Minimal harm. Only put her in a good light. We were just looking to try and get ahead with what we were working with, and understandably so. Um, we look back on it now fondly, although we don't proudly announce that we are not allowed backstage. I think that was told to us. Was it
Sorry.
not?
I think so. I think it was like, yeah, you're probably better that you don't. And I think you and I were both like, probably better if we don't.
That's a
Like,
fair,
just,
you know what?
you
And we
know,
were in this vein of like, you know what? We could give those to somebody else. At this point, we were like, we've met, you know what? Because I could go right now. I know exactly where my card is. It does not have the like super loving message that yours has. I also had nothing happening in my life like you did at the time. So, but then there were other people with us who were also having a baby and they got a note that was like, hey, can't wait to meet, all that stuff is real. Taylor is the real deal. And to even have been in the room a couple times with her is pretty cool to say. I still, to this day, there's not many things that resonate from our career with people outside of radio, but that picture of us with Taylor Swift is one that I feel like rises above Taylor. Oh yeah, I met her once.
yep. 100%.
Yeah.
I always say that too. People will be one of the biggest questions you get asked being in the industry is, who's the best person that you've met? Who's the craziest person that you've met? Listen to the last episode for that one. But Taylor is just it doesn't feel fake. And I know that some people may argue with me on that, but have you met her? Have you been in her presence? Because it just didn't feel fake. It felt so real. And I always say this: I never got a thank you card from Jake Owen. I never got a thank you card from Brad Paisley. And I mean, it's somebody else could have written that. An assistant could have written that, but I don't care. I had rose-colored glasses on. I saw that and I was like, oh my gosh, she knows who I am. She knows who I am.
Mhm.
So those are the little steps. And again, boots on the ground, guerrilla marketing. Those are the little things that pay off.
On the front line, she was
Yep.
there.
And I think we took some of that inspiration, and I think we might have come up with thank you cards after that,
I was
right?
just gonna say, yeah, I think that you went ahead and we talked to some people and we were like, we're gonna make thank you cards for everybody that like listens to the station. And when you come and pick up something that we gave you, we're gonna have a thank you card for you so that you like know, hey, appreciate you listening. Here's a small reference to a thing that only you will get. And you know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like it's our connection to those folks.